To start with, let us talk about some common myths. We learn, but we can't retain. Oh, yes. I have seen a lots of students. Believe me, I have seen a lots of students shouting this. Sir, ma'am, हम learn तो करते हैं, but याद ही नहीं रहता. Even before your exam, your friends are always be like, भाई सब पढ़ लिया है, and after the exam, याद ही नहीं आ रहा था, लिखता क्या? Literally this happens with every one of you. Most of the students I have seen ये होता है. Then we write so much but we don't get marks. Like what? Sir, we wrote so much but we don't get marks. Teacher hate me. She might be eating a samosa with excess salt while checking my paper. And then the most famous dialogue. I have literally heard this hundred thousands of time, that many smart people, many students will say, who won't be able to learn, they will just shout that we are not रट्टेबाज. भाई हम रट्टेबाज नहीं हैं, हम तो स्मार्ट लोग हैं. वी आर बॉर्न आइंस्टाइन, जीनियस, टेस्ला. एंड हम थोड़ा ना, हमसे रट्टे लगते ही नहीं. वी आर ऑल मेड फॉर ऑल इनोवेशंस के पीछे उनका ही दिमाग है. लाइक ओके, लाइक सो कमिंग ऑन टू द फर्स्ट पॉइंट, देखते हैं इसमें क्या बात है. वी लर्न बट वी कांट रिटेन. एक्चुअली this is the problem which is happening. Learn. You are not learning, my friend. Most of the students don't learn. What they do is they just stuff their mind with all random stuff without understanding. A B C D F G H, कोई भी random points है दिमाग में बस डाल लो किसी भी तरह डाल लो, ये सब करते हैं. And that is the problem. यही तो problem है. We just stuff our mind. We don't learn. We only stuff our mind. Then we write so much. This is the problem. भाई यही तो दिक्कत है. You write so much लिखने को किसने कहा है? You don't have to write so much. You have to write what you have to write. You have to write content. That is what is required. Teacher is not having samosa with excess salt. Even if she is having, even if your teacher had a fight, then also if you have wrote the content, no one can stop you from getting marks. No one can stop you from getting marks. But if you will write essays, random stuff, anything, and problem is this, the first point, you don't learn. You just try to cram up things, mug up things, all the facts, and you just try to बस किसी तरह याद आ जाए और लिख दे. No, I have seen an exam, like children are like banging their head in the wall and just trying के भाई एक भी पॉइंट याद आ जाएगा ना, लिख मैं दूंगा, एक कोई पॉइंट बता दे बस. तो जब ये सब लिखोगे तो कहाँ से मार्क्स मिलेंगे? एंड दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. दैट इज द क्लियर प्रॉब्लम व्हिच हैपेंस, दैट यू डोंट राइट, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल डोंट राइट द एक्चुअल कंटेंट. एंड नाउ फॉर ऑल दो स्मार्ट पीपल अराउंड, सोशल साइंस, let me tell you something about me, that social science has always been my favorite subject. In fact, all the theory subjects I have always learning them. I can easily learn stuff now, but that doesn't mean that I am a commerce student. Okay, I am a commerce student. I took commerce in my 11th class, 12th class. I have left science since class 10th. But now, because I am called a so-called rattebaz कि मैं तो कुछ भी याद कर सकता हूँ, then please give me all the IIT books, all the books which are required for those IIT exams, and I will simply rote learn them. रट्टे लगा लूँगा और I will get marks. I will get into IITs. Is that possible? Is that even possible? We have to learn. We have to understand before we learn. That is the point we should understand. So we should not bother about all this stuff. This is really random stuff. Please don't think about them. These are total false beliefs which are happening. Now how to study this subject then? कैसे पढ़ें? इतना बोल तो दिया, इतना क्या पढ़ें कैसे? Golden rules. Start early, reduce load, and prepare well. What happens? Mostly social science is a neglected subject. Teachers start with teaching them in schools, etc. But we never bother to pick up its book and start reading it. We always try to complete other subjects like math, science, etc. But we never come to this subject. We always say that ये रटना ही तो है, अब रट के भूल जाएंगे, बाद में रट लेंगे. यही तो प्रॉब्लम है, यही तो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. हम क्यों ऐसा सोचते हैं? भाई स्टार्ट तो करो, पहले से पढ़ोगे तो लोड कम होगा, और उसके बाद बहुत सी ऐसी टेक्निक्स हैं जिससे कि बहुत सॉलिड हो सकता है ये सब्जेक्ट. वी कैन एक्चुअली टोटली demolish this subject through simple tips. I will be talking about them in the next few slides, and then Revise, revise, and revise. This is the golden rule. 3 times minimum revision is necessary. I prefer 5 times revision, but yes, a minimum 3 times revision is also possible, is also required. Okay, concentrate. Usually, while studying theory subjects, we get bored, but there are simple ways, to get out of this stuff. To this, how to concentrate. This is really big problems in a student's life. This is, and now I will be talking about some very simple facts जो कि बहुत true हैं कि what happens if we have lots of random interesting stuff on our study table, we actually gain interest, and that is something, that is logical. It may sound weird, but yes, if we have a nice register, okay, if we have some sticky notes, if we have color pencils, if we have markers, all these factors will actually make us more interested in studies. Okay, so if whenever you are trying to start with this subject, please make sure that you are in a very cool atmosphere, you have all stuff, because what happens, we don't want to study this subject, we should accept it. Okay, and when we start studying, okay, we want to highlight a point, but we don't have a highlighter. Wahi, at that moment our interest ends. What yaar छोड़ो, first जब तक highlighter नहीं मिलेगा I cannot proceed. We make it so, and then make it fun ना, make fun of all the kings and queens, and there is no harm if any way which leads you to your goal, it's cool. Okay, so make fun of it, make it interesting just the way you want, study it the way you want. Okay, now how to read. Now this is something very technical. Okay, this is all about reading a chapter, how to read a chapter. Okay, this is all about reading a chapter कि एक chapter है, उसको किस तरह पढ़ेंगे. मैंने उसके लिए I have made 5 steps. Any student who has this subject in his curriculum from 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, okay, anyone, even 11th, 12th students who have social science with them, these are basic 5 steps to study any chapter of history, geography, political science, etc. Okay, first of all, this is a very, please do this. This may sound weird, but flip the pages. It gives a very, very good feeling that कुछ तो हो रहा है, कुछ तो देखा. Flip the pages and just get an overview of the topic. Okay, then do the complete and quick reading. Very quick reading. Very, very quick reading. समझ आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा, बस फटाफट. You have to just read. You have to just go through them. Okay, just read them very quickly. Then your main focus while giving this quick reading should be analyzing and understanding, just getting an overview. Don't try to learn anything, mind it, don't try to learn anything, just analyze and understand. Okay, then coming to the step 2, make a timeline of or series of events. This is especially for history. Okay, what we do in maximum books, what is there, if the content is very mugged up, okay, there is something written at 4th page, then that flow ends, and then something relating to that topic is written on the 15th page. So the books are usually not in order. So what we can do is we can just get a quick reading and analyze first of all, and then we can arrange all the entire chapter in a timeline or series of events. Till this part there is no written part. Please just note this down that there is nothing to learn even till now. Okay. Now step 3, what second reading. Now this is the part where you need to start. What I prefer, do the step 1 and step 2 together. Okay, don't do that you did the step 1 and then you just left the step 2. Okay, if the once you sit for studying, do the step 1 and step 2 and then you can get up. Okay, then in the next step what you need to do is you have to give an extremely slow and patient reading. Take time, take your time, understand everything and note down all important stuff. Now by important stuff I mean that important dates, names, places, kings, etc. All that important stuff you need to just jot it down somewhere in a register. Then step 4, learn all the key points. Okay, now in this what I mean, there are many standard questions in your textbooks which we can easily say interpreted ये तो बहुत ही common questions and they will definitely come, or they are very important questions and they usually have like 5 major headings, 6 major headings. You can just learn them or not learn at that moment, but you can just make a note of them and try to learn them using memory techniques. There are many fun memory techniques. We will be dealing with those memory techniques also in our subsequent lessons. Then, step 5, frame all important questions and try to answer them using all the key points and timeline. Now, don't wait for a question bank, don't think of stuff. Okay, you need to make your own questions while reading. Just think, अगर ये हुआ है तो इससे ये question बन सकता है. If we have this point related to another point, and frame a question and try to answer all those questions from within all the notes you have made yourself. Okay, don't search for various things like this. Okay, just try to answer them using your own key points and notes. Okay, so in this, if you follow all these steps, I can literally assure you that your chapter will be totally completed with no reason for any problem. And if you revise the same after doing this for 3 times, no one can stop you from getting marks. See, like at the end, I would just say that there are hundreds of sources and blogs out there on internet shouting same points again and again. But through these videos, I have tried my best to actually convey some realistic study tips. Mind this word, some realistic study tips to you all, which I have gained from my experience. It's not copied. There are not no, there are these are not random stuff which everyone say. This is all learned from experience.